All right, here we are back on Subsistence. This time I recorded an hour of gameplay and did doing kind of a voiceover here. So there we go. First first 2 seconds into it and already come in contact with a wolf. So I've got a fairly decent idea of a good way to start out. Walk around, loot the boxes, get as much wood as possible, look for as much fibers as I can possibly find, and just try my hardest to not come in contact with any creatures. So at this point, I'm pretty much looking for a good base location. A lot of people told me in previous comments that they think I should build close to the river when I'm starting out playing this game for things like being able to wash my hands, gather water to purify, as well as do a little nighttime fishing and not have to veer too far away from the base. So while I was in search for a good base location, I spent a lot of my time chopping trees, gathering fiber, and looting chests until I seen something that really stood out for me. So I eventually stumbled upon this little cove here. It's got some shallow water. It's an open space, not very many trees. I figured this might actually be a decent spot to kind of hold down. So we're going to go ahead and plant our flag here. So up to this point, I've kind of been multitasking, and when I pick up 2 fiber, I go ahead and craft a cordage because I know it takes some time. So I actually already have some planks made up, and I've got some cordage made up as well as some sticks just to kind of get a jump start. Whenever I finally got to the area I wanted to get to, I was ready to rock and roll. So at this point, I've got my foundation crafted. I just got to figure out where I want to place it at. I'm trying to put it right above the water. That looks good. So now I kind of want to get a chest down. In the event that I can die, I can go ahead and stash all of my stuff so that it doesn't get lost on my dead body. Although I felt having a chest was extremely important, I failed to realize that I had needed the cordage for the bow. So I was a little SOL and had to go back out on a hunt for some more fiber. It was also at this moment that I had realized that my proteins were getting really low. And unfortunately, I did not actually realize at this point that shooting rabbits and chickens gave me stinky meat that I couldn't eat. So I spent about the last 15 or 20 minutes just looking for more fiber, chopping wood, looking for loot crates, and I came across this crate, and it was locked. I don't know what that's about. Let me know in the comments. Here is yet another clip of me shooting a rabbit before I realize that I cannot eat it because it's stinky meat. So I finally got everything rounded up to set up my fire, put my matches in, put my wood in, and then I realized... At this moment, I started reading the tooltip, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. Honestly, at this point, I'm freaking out a little bit. You know, I thought I had 2 pieces of meat. Here we go. I need some protein. Proteins are starting to get low. Can't figure it out, so I decide to make a fishing pole. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got a fishing pole now. I've got this grub. I'm just going to drag this grub onto the fishing pole whenever I'm done here. And, you know, then I'll be able to just fish. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Here we go. Fish. How do we do this? I don't know. It says I need tackle. Oh, crap. I need more fibers. Oh, man. Am I even going to be able to do this now? Well, all right. Here goes. We're going out with the black light to try and find some fiber in the scary, scary darkness. I sure hope I can find some so I can fish and catch a fish. So with a little bit of luck, I ended up finding the stuff I needed to make the lure, get back, toke up my fire, make sure I'm not running out of fuel, keep that sucker constantly going on. Go ahead and craft the lure here and try and catch some fish so I can fill up my protein before I end up dying. So I've got the lure made, put on, flipping this thing around, trying to figure out how the heck to get it to work. And I am completely lost. I don't have a clue what I'm doing here. So I guess eventually I just realized that it automatically equips it, and that I just flick of the wrist and send her out there just like that. Now at this point, I have absolutely no idea how to reel the fish in. Every survival game has their own way. All I can see is that I left click when I have a bite and right click to reel. So I sit here for about 5 minutes waiting for the Minecraft splash, and I decided to send it, and I broke my lure. So now I have no lure, all the material to craft that lure, and I screwed it up, and my proteins are going down, and I'm freaking starving, and I don't know what to do at this point. I'm getting super desperate. So at this point, you know, I'm like, screw it, dude. I've got 20 bullets. I have no food. I know that if I shoot a wolf, I will get some steak. So here we go. Freaking light them up. Thought real hard about my decision there. Decided to go ahead and try and squeeze in a headshot. Just taking my sweet, sweet time here because I really don't want to die. There we go. Got him in the dome ski. Oh my God, he's charging quick, charging quick. Got him. All right, sweet. Now we've got some food. So after processing the meat, like everyone told me, make sure I wash my hands off because I will get an infection, and I'm super stoked to eat because my dude is absolutely starving. Put a fancy, fancy steak on the grill. Oh, yeah, man. I can already feel them proteins going back up. Let's go. So after what seriously felt like 20 or 30 minutes, this steak finally cooked, and I shoved that thing down my gullet faster than you could imagine. And I got all this cool stuff that popped up on my screen talking about stamina buffs and health regen buffs and all kinds of cool stuff. And yeah, I was feeling pretty good at this point. Got the food, got ammo, got my foundation and fire and chest, and it's time to craft the bow so I can start killing some of that small game now. So after gathering up a bunch of materials to make this bow, I come back to my base, and there's this guy hanging out at my little pontoon here, trying to give me all kinds of trouble. I know that even though I have like 20 bullets, there's no way that I can kill this guy, and I really don't feel like dying. So I'm backing off for a little while. I'm going to let him wander around. Hopefully he doesn't aggro to my chest or anything and destroy it, because that would be absolutely terrible. But he ends up walking off, and I could finally make it back into my little base to craft this bow. All right, we've got the bow crafted. I've got the arrows. I don't know what I was thinking right there, but yeah, I really risked it for the biscuit with old Yogi over there trying to get this arrow back. But got it back, and now we're on the hunt for a chicken, and I have absolutely no idea how this bow works because there's no crosshair, so at this point I'm just winging it. So I try and look and see if I can do some target practice on the rock, but apparently arrows break when you shoot them at rocks, so I'm constantly learning new things about this game. That's so fun. So I end up finally spotting a chicken. I figured, you know what? I'm just going to do this like I would in the forest or another survival game where you just kind of aim the arrow tip at them and hope for the best. So there we go. We ended up hitting him on the first freaking try, dude. But I thought he wasn't dead, but to which technically he wasn't. So I just picked him up, and I was like, wait, that was kind of weird. I ended up heading back to base so that I can throw this chicken on the fire, and I'm sitting here looking at it in my inventory. Well, first I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get this fire started because that bear was bugging me for so long that it let my fire go out. So we got a little fire starter going here. While we're making that fire starter, I'm looking at this chicken like, what the heck? And then I right-clicked on him and killed him, I guess. And then we're going to go ahead and butcher him, split him into a feather and a chicken breast. And I was like, man, that is freaking weird. Apparently you can just like keep the chicken or something like that and raise him, I guess. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Finally got that guy all cooked up and ready to ship off. Right down the old gullet. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing and dropping a like as well. This is a different kind of video with a voiceover for me, so I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.